Bam. So we are live and back at it once again here with JA Movie News. This is our 20th episode, which is insane. But
Oh wow.
yeah, talking about the latest, the greatest, the freshest, the largest in the world of movie news and cinema. And one thing we're going to touch on real quick, we touched on it before, but just real briefly, the Super Bowl is tomorrow. So there's a lot of speculation on what trailers that we might hope to see. So I guess we can sort of just give like definitive predictions on what we might see, and then we're going to dive into your guys' user questions, see how far we can get. I mean, I think I heard from some source that there might not actually be a trailer to Star Wars Rogue One tomorrow, which to me, I think it's just outrageous. I feel like that needs to happen. Literally, all you gotta do is just release the exact same teaser trailer that they dropped months ago that was all in CGI. That's gotta be like between like 30 and 40 seconds. Bam. Exactly. That's just drop that, bam. Motherfuckers will be like, what? That's all you need. I think there needs to be a Rogue One trailer. Outside of that, I mean, I don't know, maybe a early super teaser for Doctor Strange would be cool. I mean, people forget they did release sort of like a teaser trailer with like concept art a while back at some convention. I can't remember, but I don't know. What are your thoughts on tomorrow's?
So
what do you think that we'll see definitively?
I think definitively we're going to see a trailer for the Jungle Book. I think that they know that that's something that is an easy platform for the kids, and they have to have like a kid-generated film that puts them up there. And I don't think Finding Dory is in its infancy yet, and so I think that they're going to wait off on that. So I think the Jungle Book would be a best bet. Civil War, I think, is probably one of the biggest ones that I think there's going to be the highlight and spectacle of Super Bowl. Whether or not it's going to be like its own kind of like smaller, like less than a minute trailer, and then they release like a bigger one, like a couple days, I think that would be genius. I think those are the two that I can officially confirm. But I think that
like a new Civil War like teaser with like new footage.
I think it's going to be new footage, like authentically made, like because they've only had one trailer, and I think that this would be a perfect opportunity just kind of to knock it to like DC. But I think that you had a opinion about the Bourne series, the Bourne 5. Even though I think that there was some kind of like car crash that kind of happened while filming Bourne 5 recently. I think yesterday. I think that there's probably definitely going to be an ad for Bourne 5. I don't know what the title is officially going to be, but maybe that's what's going to be, the trailer. So I think that those three are my top three picks. Everything else is up for the speculation, like Rogue One, Doctor Strange, Batman versus Superman. I'd be really surprised about Suicide Squad, even though it's a strong possibility. I really feel like those are kind of be left out. I think it's majorly those three: Jungle Book, Bourne 5, and Civil War. Those are my picks.
Okay. The Jungle Book is interesting because there's still a fair amount of people, surprisingly to me, that like are not aware of the Jungle Book. So I guess maybe there will be sort of like a new teaser for that. But to me, the Super Bowl will be solidified as great if there's a teaser for Rogue One, Bourne, was it 5, I think, and Doctor Strange, especially. If they don't do either one of those, I mean, whatever we'll see, it will probably be cool, but those would be like the heavy knockout KOs. So I'm like, I would need my inhaler if that happens. For sure. Anything else is like, I mean, there's only so much you can do in 30 seconds, but stray away from what we've seen before, but it would be big. So for my predictions, let us know what you guys are hoping to see, during the Super Bowl down below. And with that, we're going to dive back into your guys' user questions. And the first one up for tonight, let me see here. Okay. So this is from Manuel. Okay. So have you ever seen these movies and what is your opinion about them? If you haven't, you should. Okay. All right. So the first one is Speed from 1994. I have seen Speed, and I think it's a fucking dope movie. I think that's a movie with what's his name, Dennis Hopper, or whoever the fuck was the bad guy, the villain. He's also the I guess sort of villain from Blue Velvet with David Lynch.
Yeah.
And actually, let me just pause on that for a second because that's just a lot, and there's a lot right there. But Speed is actually one of my childhood favorite films. Period. The whole, I mean, it came. Fuck. I guess I'll tread lightly with the spoilers, but I guess you know, one of the sequences with Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves, kind of like in the bus, like at the airport, and kind of at the end with the two of them involved in an insane crash sequence in the subway. I think it's subway or train, whatever. But man, loved that movie as a kid. Loved it so much. What were your thoughts on Speed?
Yeah, dude, that was definitely one of my fan favorites growing up. I thought it was like what 90s movies were all about: high octane action, fun, this feeling of uncertainty. But definitely anticipation for like the underdog to win, you know. And I mean, Keanu Reeves and Sandra Bullock, they played really well together. I love their chemistry as well as this. I love the fun of the film. Like, it was never a moment I was like, dude, they cannot slow down. You know, that premise in and of itself was defining of the movie. And I was anticipating the second one to have Keanu Reeves. Unfortunately, it didn't. It had Sandra Bullock. It was lackluster at best, but definitely the first one is a classic for sure.
For sure, son. Like, man, what was it? Dennis Hopper? You know, he said something like "Pop Quiz, Hot Shot." Fucking love that movie. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, what was the other ones? Have you ever seen Shawshank Redemption? I have seen it, or what does he say after this? The best rated movie in IMDb. I have seen it, but I've only seen this movie, believe it or not, maybe like 2 times in my life, maybe 3. I doubt it. So my memory is always hazy, but I liked it at the time that I saw it a lot, but it's not sort of like on a mantelpiece or anything in my mind. But I mean, it's a great film, you know what I'm saying? I just don't remember it that well. What about you, Sam?
Yeah, I mean, it's a terrifically acted film. The cast and ensemble with Morgan Freeman. I mean, everybody did a great job with the film. I think that that was Tim Robbins' best film to date for sure. But I'll say that just like you, I haven't seen this movie that many times, and I think it's because it's so deep in a lot of different ways, and it's kind of hard to kind of stomach the fact of what happens. I think the movie, what is it, Life, with Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. I've only seen that a couple times because it makes me sad. Like, it legitimately makes me sad to watch, even though it's well acted and it's funny. Same thing with Shawshank Redemption. That's totally not comparing the two, but the subject matter wise of what happened to this man, Andy, it's just a really sad situation. You know what I'm saying? And that's the reason why I haven't seen it that much, but it's definitely a classic. It's well acted. It was deserving of so many different awards and accolades that it got. I think it got nominated for like 7 Oscars at the time. So yeah, it was awesome.
Something crazy. There's always that one classic that sort of like slips through the cracks for me, whether musically or cinema wise. This is definitely one of them. Again, I've seen it. I just don't remember it that well. I haven't seen it that much, but I probably should revisit it because that is like a straight, classic right there.
Yeah.
But let me see. Last part of what you said. Hancock, 2008, my favorite superhero. What is your favorite superhero and why? Fuck, man, just in general. Let's see. Hancock, I gotta be honest. Hancock, I mean, I like the idea of Will Smith as sort of like this kind of morally gray, alcohol drinking, superhero, but I really did not like Hancock. I just thought it was a bit messy and bizarre and not really that memorable. I don't know. I don't want to get into a review or anything, but I didn't really like it too much. As far as like my favorite superhero, oh boy, that's a good question. I don't know. I mean, as a kid, it was definitely Superman. My mom is a huge Superman fan. It's actually why my name is Jor-El, believe it or not. I think it would either be Superman or Batman. As I've gotten older, like I've liked Batman more than Superman, but I think I have to say Superman for sure. What about you, Sam?
So the first question about Hancock, believe it or not, that was actually one of my guilty pleasures when I was younger. Like I actually loved the premise of it. I just think that the delivery wasn't as good as it could have been. I think the whole possibilities of this hero in and of itself was kind of like underlived, where it could have been so much better. But I loved the movie. I thought it was hilarious. I loved him being like a drunkard and just being rude and ugly to people. Like that jail sequence when he stuck some dude's head up another dude's butt. Like that was just so out there. Like to have the ability and strength of Superman, like and abuse that power, like that was just kind of unheard of, you know what I'm saying? And I think that there's a comic book series that I actually have called Nemesis, where it's that kind of same thing with Batman, where you have a villain that has the abilities of Batman, but just does the complete opposite. And I love that about this story. And believe it or not, I'm gonna show y'all something. I can't believe I'm gonna show y'all this. This is something from Halloween a while back. I'll let y'all look at it. Believe it or not, I actually dressed as Hancock going into work at Blockbuster long ago. Nobody has seen this other than my people on Facebook. But yeah, that is me drinking some drink from a Superman shirt. At any rate, I'm gonna get rid of that. So yeah,
Nice.
Needless to say, I was a fan. But what was the second part of that question, though?
Oh, he was saying, "What's your favorite superhero and why?"
Definitely Batman for me. Kind of the same reasons like you. I mean, Batman, the movie was the first movie I've ever seen, and I mean, from that point on, like I think it was Spider-Man, and then I loved Superman, and I just grew to love the genre in general. I take different things from each character, specifically like Spider-Man and his ideal, Superman and just his need to not overpower even with his ability. But I just love Batman, dude. Like, I mean, for him to be human and for him to go through so much as he can and never stumble or never back down, like I just loved his character, man. And I think he'll always be my favorite. But I'll wear Superman attire before I'd wear Batman because Batman is significant of darkness. And I don't know if that's a characterization of myself that I don't want to show, like, you know, my dark side. But I'd be more inclined to wear a Superman shirt. So
yeah. Batman, Superman is where it's at, man. But thank you, Manuel, for your question. Definitely. Let me get the screen share back in this bitch. Let's see. All right. So next question is it's from Andrew, who asks, "What are your top 3 favorite Stanley Kubrick films?" All right. This is a fantastic question, man. This is a big one for me because Stanley Kubrick is actually still my favorite film director. Top 3. I think. Let me see. Full Metal Jacket. Man, I do love me some Full Metal Jacket, but I think I'm gonna have to go with in no particular order. I think I'm gonna go with 2001, Clockwork Orange, and The Shining. Those are definitely the 3 that I think I come back to the most. To say that they influenced me as a film director is a huge understatement. I mean, a lot of my work in the future, you definitely see the influence. You maybe could see it now. I don't know, but yeah, those would be my 3 for sure.
Man, so this is gonna be hard for me. I mean, I think that it's got to be your top 2, right?
Three, top three.
Top three? Oh shoot. Okay, that's a lot better.
Yeah.
Actually, dang, he did Eyes Wide Shut too, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ugh. The Shining, definitely.
Yeah.
Man, it's between Full Metal Jacket, Clockwork Orange, and 2011 or 2001: A Space Odyssey. I think I'm gonna have to go with 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Sure.
The Shining and A Clockwork Orange. Even though I love Full Metal Jacket, like I think A Clockwork
Oh
Orange,
yeah.
like just they brought you classic characters and just like this eeriness about everything about each one, even The Shining, the same kind of way. Like those moments in those sequences are unforgettable. And even like the influence of A Space Odyssey, like that's gonna inspire generations. You know what I'm saying? So I think I have to go with those three for me. But the dude is amazing. He's an amazing director.
Yeah, man. I mean, oh man, I know A Clockwork Orange was, I think, the first rated R movie I ever bought. You know, The Shining, to this very day, for me, still has the best teaser trailer of all time ever made to a movie, ever, the best one. Like, it's just, man, it still inspires me to this very day. I will never understand how he was able to create such a perfect teaser trailer that like suggested so much but told you nothing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just, oh man. But anyway, definitely thanks for your question, man. That was definitely a great one for sure. Let's move on. Let me get the screen sharing back on here. Okay, so this is from Mr. Chang, who asks, "What is your favorite superhero movie all time?" Mine is the Dark Knight trilogy, or Captain America: Winter Soldier. And if Civil War trailer drops at Super Bowl with Spider-Man, how many views do you think it's going to get?
Oh my gosh.
Holy shit. All right, let's start with the start with the first question here. What is your favorite superhero movie of all time? I think oh shit. My favorite one of all time? Superhero movie? I think it's probably still The Dark Knight, I think. For me. I think The Dark Knight was man, just waiting for that, experiencing that, and then trying to get over Heath Ledger's death, because at the time Heath Ledger was my favorite actor, period, at the time, when he died. So I think I'm gonna have to go with The Dark Knight. That is like really, really nostalgic for me.
Wow.
Did a lot for me as an artist. What was the second part of your question? Well, we'll get to that in a second. But what's your superhero movie of all time?
Can you still hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
For me, it's dang man, this is hard. For the longest time until 2008, it was Batman, Tim Burton version with Michael Keaton, Jack Nicholson for the longest time. But then, like, The Dark Knight just did something to me, man, and it raised the bar on every level. And just like you said, trying to get over like Heath Ledger, I actually really loved Heath Ledger. I even liked The Knight's Tale, 10 Things I Hate About You. I mean, I actually loved the actor in general, but what he did in transforming himself, I'd never seen anything like it. And it was just a so well-rounded film. I think it was awesome. And
Yeah.
I think it's probably my favorite still, but my close second would be Spider-Man 2. Like, Spider-Man 2 was one of my most funnest guilty pleasures for me.
Okay.
I just loved everything about it because I remember the comic as well as like just seeing the symmetry, even like the opening and showing how like they did that sequence of like the different sketches and illustrations that show what happened from that point then on. I just loved everything about Spider-Man 2. But Winter Soldier was awesome. So, I mean, that's a good pick. But I haven't had that movie that since The Dark Knight that just seriously did it for me. And I'm not saying that Batman vs Superman has that ability of doing that or that it will, But I would love for something to fill that gap for me as my new favorite superhero film of all time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Dark Knight is a special one for sure. There was a second part to his question that was kind of crazy. If the Civil War trailer drops at the Super Bowl with Spider-Man footage, how many views do you think it's going to get? Shit, I wish I had prepared for this question, but I think that I mean the last trailer did some straight ridiculousness in like 24 hours. Like, didn't it do like? I feel like it did like 2 or 12 million or something wild. I can't remember exactly, unfortunately. I think actually I think I'm about to pull up the trailer. Did you have any thoughts on that?
Dude, if they make Civil War, which I think they really should, include Spider-Man to some capacity, bro, the internet will blow up. I think that it'll do Suicide Squad numbers. If they do that, because that's all they really need. If anybody ever caught wind, like the mainstream, that they understood that Spider-Man was in this movie, their most beloved Marvel character. Believe it or not, in my opinion, that's the most beloved Marvel character of all time. If they found out that he was in this movie, they would lose it. And I think that for me, when Suicide Squad and Batman Superman trailers came out for Comic-Con, to find out the Suicide Squad did better than Batman vs Superman as far as watches, I think that definitely Civil War would get those kind of numbers as well. I really do.
Yeah, I was trying to pull up on my phone. I was going through my phone the other day, and I actually had a picture of The Force Awakens, the second teaser trailer, what it did in 10 hours, which for the record, in 10 hours, in its first 10 hours, it already had 11 million views, which is insane. So if for The Force Awakens teaser trailer too, but if Spider-Man is in the footage, holy shit, I think you could maybe see something similar. In 10 hours, that's kind of steep, but I mean, you could see maybe 12 mil in 24 hours. So if you put Spider-Man in there, so that's probably the number I would say. 12 seems right. I don't know. Did you have a number in mind, Sam? Oh shit, Sam's gone. Well, hopefully Sam will be back with us here. But yeah, I would say about 12 mil. I don't know if I can show y'all this picture real quick. Fucking, let me see if I can. I don't know. Is there? Oh my god! If you guys can see that, then that's dope as fuck. But just look at that. I hope you guys can see that. Can't believe I still have that picture from The Force Awakens. But yeah, I would lose my shit if I saw Spider-Man up in there. Let me see. Was there anything else that you had? No, but yeah, definitely thanks for your question, Mr. Chang. Good shit. I'm not sure where Sam went or if he is coming back, but let me see if I can move on. Get my answers on at least the next question here, which is from here. Shit, let me bring up the screen share. Okay, and this is from Grace Saku, who asks, after all the talk and back and forth, do you think we'll ever see a Neon Genesis Evangelion movie? What are your thoughts on that? That's actually a really good question. I'm about to, let me see if I can't try to Google this for a second. Because I know it's like an anime or a manga that I have not personally gotten into, but like I just well, fuck. Sam is just out. Well, here, why don't we stop right there for now? We're already at the 24-minute mark. Why don't we just stop it right there, and we will pick back up again another time with you guys' user questions. But for that last one, we'll that'll be the first thing we talk about when we come back next. And with the users, I mean, and yeah, I'm just gonna pull the plug right there. I've been having internet connections or internet issues, technical issues with live streams today myself, so I'm just gonna stop there. But yeah, let us know your thoughts on those questions, our answers to those, and yeah, be back with you guys soon. So peace.